Lies, lies, lies. Stop listening to these people's lies. We need to talk about the peptides that people keep saying that the FDA just approved, because that's not what actually happened, y'all. The FDA did not approve these new peptides. Here's what happened. An FDA advisory committee reviewed several popular peptides and voted to recommend 6 for possible placement on the 503A bulk drug substances list. Now, that list is about whether certain pharmacies can be able to compound a patient-specific prescription. It's not FDA approval of a drug. It is not a green light for you to go online and start buying peptides. And it doesn't prove that these peptides even work. So people get caught up in the language that could be misleading. So FDA drug approval means that a specific product has been reviewed for a specific use, dose, manufacturing standard, and safety profile, along with clinical benefit. And none of the peptides that people are talking about have that kind of FDA approval in the United States. So here's the 6 peptides. And then I want us to talk about the explanation of what each one does. Because guess what? They haven't been studied long enough to actually prove that they have the benefits that people are saying they do. BPC 157. Sometimes it's called the body protection compound 157. It's a synthetic peptide fragment associated with proteins found in gastric juice. Now, online people are saying that it helps for tendon injuries, joint healing, gut health, and recovery. Now, in the FDA committee review, the proposed use evaluated was ulcerative colitis. Yeah, not sports injuries or general recovery. Now, the studies on humans are very limited. So you have to understand that the way people are talking about these drugs and all the things, they don't have any proof. They don't have any proof, right? Another one, KPV. It's a 3 amino acid peptide fragment. And a lot of people talk about using this for anti-inflammatory activity. And I think people are using it for eczema, inflammatory bowel disease, skin issues, wound issues. And the FDA review evaluated for wound healing and inflammatory conditions. But being evaluated is not the same thing as being FDA approved, y'all. Don't jump the gun on this one, okay? Now, another one people are talking about, TB500, it's a synthetic peptide as well. It's often promoted in like fitness and injury recovery. So the FDA committee evaluated it for wound healing, but there is, it's just not approved, y'all. The studies on humans are very limited. So I remember people being so averse and people like really criticizing, vaccines and things like that. So it's just interesting that people are now just sticking anything into their bodies. MOTC. Now, this is a mitochondria-derived peptide, meaning that people are using it to, think about fat loss, insulin sensitivity, exercise performance, and longevity, right? But it is not an FDA-approved treatment for weight loss, diabetes, bone health, or performance. It's just not approved. Another one, C-Max. C-Max is another synthetic peptide, and it comes from a fragment of ACTH, and people market it as like a nootropic, NOOTROPIC, meaning that basically they're claiming that it supports focus, memory, mood, or brain health. And the FDA review considered cerebral ischemia, migraine, and trigeminal neuralgia as some diagnoses that it could possibly be treated for. But that doesn't mean it's an approved treatment for brain fog, ADHD, stroke recovery, migraines, and anxiety, right? So once again, there aren't a lot of studies on humans to back up the claims that people are saying for these peptides. The next one, apitoline. It's another synthetic peptide. It's often marketed for sleep, longevity, immune support, and anti-aging effects, especially claims about telomeres. Now, You have to approach these lies, these claims cautiously. It's not FDA approved for anti-aging. Listen, I can't tell you what to do with your body, right? I can't tell you what to put into your body, but I can tell you that these peptides are not yet FDA approved. Now, I don't know what's going to happen down the line, but understand a recommendation involving compounding is not the same as FDA approval. It doesn't mean every med spa, wellness clinic, or online seller is actually offering you something that is tested, standardized, and legally appropriate. So, before you consider taking a peptide, you want to ask yourself, what is actually in this? Is it FDA approved? And is there any evidence that this is actually going to help humans? So you always think about, the risk and the benefits when you're trying something new. And you got to understand that hype is not evidence, and peptide doesn't automatically mean safe. So I could go on and on and on talking about this issue, but, people are trying it. And once again, I'm not telling you, what to do, what not to do. I'm just telling you to be careful and understand the lingo, right? These peptides are not FDA approved, all right? The FDA Advisory Committee vote did not approve BPC 157, Moxie, Cimax, Epidolon as medications, right? It just recommended potential inclusion on a list, okay? So understand that and move forward how you would like to move forward in life. And we don't know what is, going to develop over the next, 5-10 years and what the studies are going to show. So all I'm saying is watch people's language when they talk to you about certain medications. And it's your life, it's your body. I'm just here to help you along the journey and help you understand some of the things. Dr. Erica R. Jones, MD. Like this video if you haven't already. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And share this video with someone who needs to hear it.